I'm going to take a sip of coffee. There we go. For Rip Torn. Now, I saw Rip Torn had passed away during the High Council. I like Rip Torn quite a bit, or liked Rip Torn. I think my first Rip Torn film was Men in Black, as he played Zed, which I liked Zed a lot. He was funny. But there are two Rip Torn roles that really spoke to me. The first off was Patrick O'Houlihan from Dodgeball. I really liked the movie Dodgeball, and Patrick O'Houlihan's great. And the other was Freddy's father from Freddy Got Fingered. I know people are thinking Freddy Got Fingered Freddy Got Fingered is dumb. Yes, it is dumb. It was dumb. It will always be a dumb film. But dumb films are fun films. I own Freddy Got Fingered on DVD. I've seen it a couple times. And Rip Torn plays the dad. And I'm not going to repeat half the shit he says in that movie, but it's dumb. It's ridiculous. Rip Torn had some range. He took any role. And I hope he lived a nice, long life. I mean, he was an older gentleman. I believe I saw he was born in, 1933? Okay, Google. How old was Rip Torn? He was 88 years old. Okay, so the hell of a life. So shout out to Rip Torn. Rest in peace. His gruff, gravelly voice will be missed. So let's see. Wasn't he in 30 Rock? Rip Torn was in a ton of stuff. Down Periscope. Sometimes the biggest characters come from dumb films. Yeah, Peter, they do. Yeah, they do. And yeah, David, he did pass away. I think just yesterday. So he was 88 years old. You know, people love certain actors. It's sad to see people go, but it was a hell of a life. So that's all I can say. Good for you, Rip Torn. You entertained a lot of people for a lot of years. Rama, thank you very much for your super chat. Bree as the unnamed Imperial nurse who fantasizes about Vader and gets killed by him and disposed as garbage. Dark Visions 3. Apt casting, I'd say. Yes, very. You might be tied with Logan Michael. You are tied with Logan Michael for the door. That Darth Vader story has stuck with me. I'd be lying if I hadn't thought about it. I watched Empire Strikes Back, a couple months ago maybe, and I thought about that and how Darth Vader was going to turn around and stab some weird nurse that is in love with him. I mean, he has a burnt-off wiener, so he's probably pissed. He misses Padme. The Emperor's on his ass. He got his Death Star blown up. Like, it may have been a couple years removed, but that's a multi-billion-dollar, quadrillion-dollar space station. It was fully armed and operational, and I know he wasn't in charge. He was second in command, and he screwed up. If it wasn't for Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, Vader wouldn't be getting yelled at by the Emperor. So he wasn't in the best of places. So any nurse that's trying to love him or fall for him is just wrong place, wrong time. I can't believe this is all part of Star Wars now. It's like I thought the hercules-jerkly bullshit of Chuck Wendig was bad, but that comic book, it looked bad. It was a stupid concept. They wanted to make Tarkin in love with the Stormtrooper. What is this? I mean, this is why Disney Star Wars theme parks aren't garnering huge crowds. Because this new audience that consumes Star Wars, that should be like, oh, Disney and Star Wars and this and that, are like, this is dumb. What is this? I don't like this. No. And then the people that do love Star Wars, like me, like you guys out in Fandom Menace, Ethan, Jeremy, everyone else, we're just like, this isn't Star Wars. It's not even about being our Star Wars. It's just not Star Wars in general. The Planet of Butthole, or Batu, as it's actually called, doesn't appeal to anybody. We could have had a ton of great Star Wars themed attractions. It could have been its own theme park. And any state in the world, or excuse me, any state in America, any country in the world, and people would have visited. If I was Lucas, I would have done the research. I would have found out, where in America would be the best place to have it. And I would have done maybe an international one as well. Because the way Star Wars is, how rich the universe is, like a week there isn't going to be enough. If you're going to go see Hoth and Endor, Mustafar for Darth Vader's disembodied Chark Bows, all those things. If you're going to consume that park, you're going to need a lot of time because Star Wars has a lot of content, very rich. Even if you just glean from the original 6 movies, the only 6 movies in my eyes, my heart at least, you're going to have a good time. But I'll get into that in a minute because, like I said, I was asked, it was a request to cover a topic, and why not? We'll get the map. Daniel, thank you for your very generous super chat. I hope they actually cast Brie. I hope they call the movie Brie Larson's Star Wars. Star Wars is rotten to the core, and it just needs to burn itself down. Maybe one day it will be owned by someone who cares. Well, Daniel, I'm afraid that by the time someone else would own Star Wars, no one will care. Let's be honest. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of dedicated Star Wars fans, the kinds that get tattoos on their bodies, the kinds that, own all the stuff, that are getting burnt out. Rey, Finn, Poe, Rose Tico, Hux, Holdo, Snoke, Kylo Ren, they don't really, first off, their names suck. Name a Star Wars character with a shittier name. Greedo is better than all those. But you are, and it's not just a fandom menace thing. I will say this too. The Disney numbers being so low, no pun intended, kind of validate what we've talked about here on this channel for many, many, many months, actually years at this point. We've been covering Star Wars since the end of 2019. I think one of the first, I did, the Force Awakens video and a couple other Star Wars videos, and it wasn't cool and it wasn't hit back then. But what had happened was, around Disney forcing people, the theaters with The Last Jedi, those weird rules, like you have to do this, you have to do that, all those things. Once that started to happen, we just started to see an influx of, Disney Star Wars stupidity. No one else can buy it. Someone's just gonna, maybe merchandise it, which is weird too, because you would think with Disney they would buy it and market and merchandise the hell out of it. But I'm not seeing a lot of merchandise from it. There's some, but it's just all a bad place. Now we're gonna have our Forced Friday coming up soon, but it's gonna be weird. There'll be no Toys R Us, and if they underperform, they're gonna have a million and one excuses and complaints. So I'm not really concerned that someone will be able to buy it and do something with it, or I have no hope for it. Excuse me, because when someone does, it'll just be we'll be burnt out on it. There won't be any goodwill towards it. It's not like Lord of the Rings that ended and people were excited and they're going to come back and do, a Hobbit trilogy. And even if some people didn't like it, this Amazon show is going to get people to watch, no matter who directs it, type of thing. We're just kind of like, oh, yay, more Star Wars. Woohoo. It's like death and taxes. It's inevitable, and nobody enjoys either. Lou DeMarzo, thank you very much for your super chat. Oh, thank you very much. There we go. If we're talking about Brie Larson, we're going to thank you very much. Brie Larson is the boulder from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is perfect, trying to crush the toxic male hero. Ooh. So I'm just going to say we haven't had a bad recommendation for a Brie Larson casting yet. I can just imagine. Somebody superimposing her face on the boulder as it spins. Because what a lot of people don't realize is Indiana Jones doesn't just look at the boulder and run off. He goes, and then runs off. He just looks at Brie, goes, and then just keeps on running. Maybe he'll let himself be crushed because he doesn't want to live in a world with Brie Larson. I know it's kind of dark. It's Brie Larson, though. I can understand. But I would fight back. I would run from Brie Larson. The best part is that boulder gets trapped in that cave and we'd never hear from it again. If only Brie Larson would go pull a James Franco movie, and then instead of getting hurt and trapped, she just decides to move into a cave and eat bugs and rocks and other shit and become a nomad. No more acting for you, Brie Larson. See, that's the thing. We never wish anything bad on these people. We don't wish them to be sick or ill is sick. No ill will is ever wished towards these people. But to just go away, to simply just snap out of existence, aka from our periphery, would be nice. So Brie, bye. Justin Wirtz, thank you for your super chat. Big top Pee-weeing. I don't know if we can talk about that on YouTube. They have all these weird restrictions. I don't want to get my channel shut down. I'm already not eligible for the membership option, which sucks. So hopefully, big top Pee-weeing. We'll talk about that on After Hours, Thunder Robots. Be prepared. Rama, thank you very much again. The extended Star Wars universe died for this. Yes, it did. The extended Star Wars universe died for this. The Clone Wars was ended for this kind of shit. And you go, well, Jeff, the Clone Wars was whatever. No, Clone Wars had more going for it. We have articles. We have proof. Clone Wars was canceled by Disney because it was too violent. So if that's what they consider too violent, if this video game is too violent, if people are writing articles and bitching that the lead is a male, we live in the bad 1985. And the good Star Wars did die for this. And some people say, well, there hasn't been good Star Wars since 1983. Yes, maybe that's how you feel. And maybe I feel similarly. But new Star Wars did something the prequels did not. The prequels didn't ruin Han, Luke, and Leia. They didn't take out the effectiveness of. They built up Obi-Wan. Yeah, they made Anakin weak, but the new movies attacked the core of what these new the original characters did. Han Solo is a deadbeat. He ran off. Oh, I got an illegitimate child. This, that, and the other. Here's the thing. Here's the stupidity of the Jason Ward rumor. If Rey is Han Solo's illegitimate daughter and she's all this force sensitive shit, who's the mom? Because it isn't Princess Leia. Han's not the force sensitive one. It's not in the Solo. Well, his name isn't Solo. We don't know what his last name is. Another Disney mess up. Thank you, Walt's Ghost. Thank you, Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger. Yippee! You ruined that too. You know what? I hope Rey is Han Solo's daughter. Let's find out all the ways you can disrespect the greatness of Han Solo. I don't know. You killed him. You embarrassed him. You took away his achievements, his military rank. You made him into something he wasn't. A coward. You made Han Solo a goddamn coward. Not cool. My Han Solo merchandise buying has slowed down or stopped. Only things I really get are from the P.O. box from like Salvador. So I'm not really. You took away my favorite character from me. You took away Jesse Milestone's favorite character. You gave us Therm Scissor Punch. So that's awesome. Sinbad the Pirate, thank you very much. You are part of the genius that moves us forward. Well, thank you. As you can tell, Sinbad the Pirate, I was starting to say, you are part of the Rebel Alliance of the Traitor. Take her away. Sorry, my mind works in movie quotes. Some people's work in song lyrics, some people's work in obscenities. Mine, movie quotes. But thank you, Sinbad the Pirate, and thank you for being here. You were a big part of yesterday's show, so shout out to you. Let's see. The toxic fandom will be one excuse. Yeah, they can try to blame us all day long, but it's just not going to happen. That's all I can say. Rama, thank you very much again for your chat. Speaking on Solo, you ever played Sekiro? The point at which the character gets the name Sekiro has more emotion behind it than Solo ever did. Oh, I have not. I've never even heard of that. I thought at first you were talking about Sekiro, the anime, which is a weird one that I did happen to watch. If you're one of our anime fans, you'll know which one that is. But no, I have not heard that. Naming these characters, I think it takes away part of the fun of the Star Wars universe because it's this fictional universe, this galaxy that's far, far away. These names, I do like how Star Wars had Luke is a real name, but Skywalker is not, and it becomes a fantastical name. Leia sounds kind of real. Organa sounds kind of real, but Han Solo sounds fake, made up, and fucking cool. That's just the coolest name in the galaxy, Han Solo. The Harrison Ford character, Indiana Jones, sounds cool too. Now, with Indiana Jones not being his real name, it's funny. It works. Junior, what's this Junior? I like Indiana. We named the dog Indiana. That kind of character allows himself to be, have his name not be what we know it as. And people still call him Indiana Jones. And even put like this, that fourth movie couldn't ruin Han Solo or Indiana Jones the way that the 7th episode in Solo ruined Han. There's a reason why Harrison Ford doesn't want to. Well, there's other reasons why, but why would you want to play an embarrassed dolt? A lot of Brie Larson love. She's being called utter trash. I never watched Unicorn Store. I know Jesse and Anna at Star Wars Celebration watched it, and they did a video. But the guys and I were trying to watch. We never had time. We were out in the store floor, the floor of the convention. And we didn't have time. Maybe it's Horror Hound will make some time, or we'll just do stuff that you guys actually care about. Alita has now hit Voodoo. I have not seen Alita. That's a terrible name, Aludu. A lot of people are saying that, Alita is right-wing cult and all this stuff character. I'm like, what? Based on a manga. Let people enjoy their female leads. Just because they don't like the ones you tell them to like, isn't it more important for the cause, in quotations, that have female characters that are accepted by society and people are excited to buy their movies than it is to have the right one. Like Jedi Broad 06248 should be an account name. We need one of those. But Jedi Broad, aka Brie Larson, no, this should say Jedi Board. Ha! You could do it two other ways. You know, it doesn't matter that it's the right one. It's the matter, it matters that it happened. Don't cry, it's over. Be happy it happened, or whatever. I like that phrase. There's always more coming. Let's see. Smash the melee and lick the like button, says Joe K470. Listen to Joe. Be like Joe. Give us a big thumbs up and share us. Let's see. Rob at some point says, "Robbed up in this biatch." What blows my mind is how you kill Star Wars with bad stories. There is literally endless amounts of material to work. The work has been done. Yes, you do have literally endless stories to talk about, and it's like you pick the laziest. First off, you do pick the laziest story to tell. You basically redo A New Hope. It's like JJ or whoever is in control, whoever is truly the Palpatine behind all this, because Kathleen Kennedy's too stupid to be a Palpatine, let's be honest. I believe her name is Sheev, but not Sheev Palpatine. Sheev Rebo. She's a band director on Coruscant. She's a party planner on Coruscant. So, there you go. But no, they do. They pick lazy rehashes. They want to remind you of the original Star Wars movies. Kids in the younger generation weren't worried about the original Star Wars. Give them something crazy and cool. It all was bad. Yes, they made their money in the beginning. There's no denying that. That's not even a question. But the grosses and the profits are one thing, or the net, excuse me. And we know, excuse me again, folks, and we know, just like Kurt Angle knows, that you can't, those aren't the same thing. Merchandise didn't do it. We're in a bad place. We've had some failures, some game failures, some marketing failures, a movie failure. So yeah, by the way, Rob, at Fun Point, I finished the newest season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now, folks, quick detour. We're going back to the Star Wars talk. Don't worry. The thing about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia season is they make fun of, the gender fluid bathrooms, this, that, and the other, sexual harassment. They cover all the big topics that you would think, well, making Matt gay would make it an SJW show, or making fun of this would make it anti-SJW. But they make fun of everything. They make fun of the culture very, very well. Now, is it a great season? No, it is my least favorite season. There are no great episodes. There are some good moments, like the Charlie episode and the Pina Colada episode, and the Dennis gets his Range Rover back episode. But the show just doesn't have the same spirit. It should have ended last season. It wasn't great. So, Rob, this Fun Point, I just saw your Charlie Kelly, aka the Dayman icon, and I, excuse me, I had to cover it. Sorry about that, folks. At times, my voice is shot.